What's happening, financial coaches? It's Pete here. Want to talk to you today about logos. This is one I get a lot. Anyone here trying to set up their own financial coaching practice, their own business, usually wants to start with a logo. It's one of those things that we enjoy doing. We like to see our creative mind put to the test by coming up with something fancy. And we love the idea of having a really professional logo so that it legitimizes what we're doing. A lot of people love it. It's one of those things that it's the first thing we take on, and it's one of those things that people really dig into. And I have seen a lot of people spend a lot of time on this, go from hiring or doing the logo on their own to hiring someone to using an agency, whatever you. And most people that ask me about getting a logo get the same answer. I would use and I recommend just going to Fiverr, Fiverr.com. Fiverr used to be a reference to the idea that you would just pay someone $5 for any of these tasks up there. But it's kind of like Upwork or any of these, individual contracting sites. And many of these people are overseas, especially in the graphics design world. There are tons of Fiverrs available in graphics design for logos. So you can have a vintage logo, a modern logo, minimalist, monogram. I've used them all. In fact, usually my strategy here is if you are going to start a new business, and I've been able to start a few over the years, is that I will go and I will find a bunch of vendors that have kind of the style that I'm looking for. And I will usually hire, 5 or 6. It kind of depends on if I know what I'm looking for and I want to give some guidance, or I just want to see what people can come up with. Because you can just type in your business and some ideas or whatever and just hand the reins off to them, and they will design something completely on their own. And a lot of designers really like that. But I will often budget $35, hire 5, 6, 7 designers, give them my criteria, and then just see what they come up with. And in fact, some designers for $5 will give you 2 or 3 versions. Now, they'll usually be a little similar, so they'll be kind of the same logo version, but the words are a little different, maybe the fonts are a little different, those types of things. But in the end, what you'll have is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different logos to choose from. And most of the time then, if you have one that you really like, you can go back to them and then do another $5 or $10 or whatever they charge. I usually don't go over the $25 realm. If it's something really niche that I want and I really like someone's style, I might go up to $25. There are people, that will charge $125 for logo design. And in years past, a decade ago, 12 years ago, when I was first starting businesses, I would pay several $100s for a local US based designer to come up with something, and usually just one design, and that was it. But now you can get so many different designs. And what I would say is that don't spend too much time on the logo. People don't hire companies on the logo, right? They don't sit there and say, I really like this financial coach a little bit better, but this one had green in their logo. I really like that. So a lot of people sweat it too much, in my opinion. And what I would do is when you get these back, usually you'll have one that you're like, I like that one. I don't know what it is. It probably doesn't have enough corporate look. It's a little casual, whatever, right? But just go with your gut on it and say you like that, because you can always change logos too. And I have changed logos for businesses years after using the same logo, and no one really cares. And oftentimes people will say, hey, the new logo looks great. But I've never lost a client over changing the logo later. I've never gotten a client that said, I came on specifically because I liked your logo or anything like that. But what I do like about this is, as opposed to people who try to design their own logo, and I've seen this, people use little graphs and they use a swoopy arrow and they put their name in big font, strong fonts and, whatever it might be. Most people who design their own logo put a lot of effort into it, and they equate that effort into quality, and you are biased when you have birthed something of your own. And these logos usually stink, and they don't realize it. And so what I would say is hire 5, 6, 7 of these cheap graphics designers. Let them do their logo. You will probably find that they are all very professional looking. Maybe a couple of them are pretty basic. So you can just say, I'm not going to move on with that. But then if you do find one you like, you can ask them, maybe if you want some modifications done, you can do that, make some modifications. Then usually what you want is to pay that upcharge. Maybe it's $10, $5, $10, $15 to get all of the original source files too. So usually there's an Adobe Illustrator file or a vector file, something like that, something that you can use on your website, on print, on letterhead or business cards, whatever it might be, your Facebook page, and they'll usually give you a few versions of that. And, those vector files or those AI files can be nice because if you ever want to print a banner or a tablecloth, a lot of times the manufacturers of those, the custom printers will ask for, hey, do you have the original file so that we can use that? And that's the easiest way for us to print your stuff. So, now over the years on, various companies, I've got t-shirts and hats and banners and tablecloths and all this stuff. But almost every logo I have originated on Fiverr, Fiverr.com. So that's my suggestion. If you have a new business, a new practice, a small sole proprietorship that you are trying to launch here and you're looking for a logo, don't go anywhere else. Just go to Fiverr, get some examples made, and I think you're going to be happy and run with the one you like. Hopefully that helps. See you later.